Hello everyone and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be rating all of the Elden Ring weapons in the game. I've got quite a few here, it's because I'm doing all of them obviously, and we're going to be rating them on a tier list from S, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Anyway, remember to like and subscribe and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, we're going to be starting with the Crescent Moon Axe. In my opinion, it's a very in the middle axe. I wouldn't give it anything too high like an S or an A, maybe not even a B. I don't think I think it's not E or F, but it's not C, B, A. Or I'm gonna give it a D. The Crescent Moon Axe is decent. Just it's not really my kind of thing. Okay, Twin Blade. I personally think the Twin Blade is a really, really, really good weapon for early game. But anything past that, if you can upgrade it to make it a lot better, but I'm gonna give it a B. It's not A standard, but it's not that bad because early game it's insane. Grafted Dragon. This is a very odd weapon. There's some enemies where this just melts through their health bars, but most things in the game are just, it's not going to do much, but it's still a very cool idea. I just love kind of the attack pattern, so I'm going to give it a C. Okay, Golem's Halberd. I have not used much this weapon. I think I've had the weapon, I just never really picked it up that much. So I just think it's a very basic halberd. Its weapon art is kind of good, but so maybe another B. It's not too good, but it's twin blade. It's twin blade level because you won't really get it at an early point in the game unless you really want to. And the twin blade is just much more useful. Actually, I'm gonna give it a C. Twin blade is just so much more useful than that. Weathered straight sword. Okay, this is a very meh weapon. I think I've never really found a scenario where I think I really want this weapon. I've always just had it. I don't know when I actually got it. I've just had it, so I'm just gonna give it a D. I think it goes along with Crescent Moon Axe. Just a very irrelevant. Just no one. It's not something you'd really pick up. Okay, next the Iron Ball. Weirdly enough, this weapon destroys if you actually got the right build for it. I'm not sure you've seen the damage it can do to people. If you just look up a video, it can 3-shot bosses with the right build. So I'm putting that straight to S. It's weirdly good for what it is. Okay. Unlike the spiked ball, most of the other fist weapons, you can build them so they're good, but they're just not amazing. So I'm going to give that an E. Spiked case is not very good. Okay, next. Spear. Another really meh weapon that you're never even going to get out your way to look for. Everyone has it. It's just, yeah, I actually think it's worse than these, so I'm going to put it in E, along with the spiked castus. Okay, forked hatchet. I quite like this weapon, but it's not too good. So it's going between C, D, and E. So I'm going to give it a D. I'm going to put it straight in D. It's not too bad. It's not too good. It's good attack speed, is mainly. Gargoyle's Black Axe. That's probably going to have to go in C. It's another kind of useful weapon. I like the weapon art. It's just very meh, quite obviously. Venomous Fang, straight down with spiked case. Actually, it's D or E. I'm gonna give it an E. Venomous Fang is it's another really meh weapon. No one really uses it. It's just there. It's another one of those weapons which is just like the spear, like spiked case does. They're just fist weapons are mostly meh apart from the Iron Ball. Okay, next, Godskin Stitcher. I really like this weapon. I think it's heavily underrated, and although it's my opinion, I think this deserves a B tier along with the Twin Blade, just because it's really good. The weapon art's super useful for getting combos started, and overall it's just a good weapon. Okay, Halo Scythe. I'm pretty sure this is the one you get from Clean Rock Knights, which I did used to use quite a bit. I don't think it's nothing. It's not much special. Weapon art, I like it, so C, I guess. It's the same level as the Gargoyle Black Axe. Gargoyle Grey Axe. That's just Black Axe, just slightly worse. So I'm gonna put that in a D. D tier. Actually, that deserves a C. It's good enough that it's not particularly that bad. It's just there. It's kind of like the Gargoyle Black Axe, just a bit worse. Okay, Iron Greatsword. That's just like Weathered Straight Sword. It's a weapon which no one really cares about. I'm gonna give it a D. It's reliable early game, but it's just no one really cares about it. Celebrant's Cleaver. I quite like this weapon. It's very interesting. It's not doesn't deserve B or A, doesn't deserve C, doesn't deserve D, but it kind of deserves D. So it's in between C and D. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C. Okay, Crystal Knife. I think Crystal Knife is underrated, but it's not too good. So I'm going to give it also a C. Most things are just C in my mind. They're just a bit meh. Celebrant Skull, just like Celebrant's Cleaver, is meh. I'm not giving that too high. Monk's Flame Blade. This weapon is really underrated. The weapon art's great. I just really like it, so I'm gonna give that B straight away. Okay. Next, Troll's Golden Sword. Irrelevant weapon. It's pretty in the middle. There's much better like weapons of the same class, so I'm just gonna put it in D. Long Sword. Okay, long swords. I like them. They're pretty good, but this is just the base one. It's like the spear. Everyone just has it. It's pretty terrible. I'm gonna give it an E. Ruin's Greatsword. This weapon is amazing, in my opinion. It's very good. I'm gonna put that straight to A or S. It's actually later game. It doesn't really work like it should, so I'm gonna put it in A. Iron Ball. All the weapons are gonna be an S. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that you can build, so they're just a few shots kill. Sacrificial Axe, another weapon I love, really good weapon. That should go into B. I'm going to put it in B tier. Okay, next, Jawbone Axe. Just for the wish I was mixed here, because I don't think I've ever used the Jawbone Axe. Don't hate me, but I think it's going to be... It's the kind of thing which looks like it'll be around the C tier. We're running out of space in C. That's not very cool. Okay, let's small these out. And get some of these through like that. Okay. Yeah, I think Jawbone Axe. I've never used it really. Don't really know how you meant to get it. One of the only weapons I haven't got, probably. But yeah, Jawbone Axe it just sounds, it looks. I'll rate it off that, and I'm gonna give it a C. It's a bit ugly, a bit big. Just looks like a rip-off version of like something like the Gargoyle axes. Okay. So next, the Brick Hammer. Okay, this is. Oh, what's happening? Okay, so I don't think we can do the Brick Hammer, but okay. I don't think we can do the Brick Hammer, but if the Brick Hammer was there, I wouldn't give it much. I think the Brick Hammer is just... I'd give it a D. It's just a rip-off Giant Crusher, if that's the name of that weapon. I love that. I love Giant Crusher. It's just a rip-off. Bastard Stars, best flail. I love that. Actually, some people... That's a bit controversial, but it is one of my favourite flails. Bloodhound's Claw. Love the Ash of War. Really fast, good damage. B. No, nothing against that. Gordon of Greatsword. It's a legendary armament. I'm gonna have to. It's not so good later game, but it destroys early game, so it goes in the A. Really good for pretty much the whole of early game until you start encountering the enemies that are immune to holy damage or like 80% resistance. Parrying Dagger. One of the only melee weapons that can parry. So I'm kind of inclined to put it in B just for the sake of that, because if you know how to parry that, it can destroy. Next, Hook Claws. Don't know what to think about these. They're good, but they're not. It's a D. I can't really give it any higher than D in good conscience. Staff of the Avatar. In PvP, everyone against me always just spams the Ash of War on this thing, and it works occasionally, but it's relatively easy to dodge. So I guess most people use it in PvP. I've never really used it in PvE. I may have used it once. I'm going to have to give it a C. It's not too good. It's not incredible. Okay, Qatar. No idea. It's a fist weapon. I'm giving it an E. I've never used that in my life. I don't think I've ever seen someone use the Qatar. Commander's Standard. This weapon is a beast. Heavily underrated. I love the Commander's Standard. So we're going to put that straight into A. It's such a good weapon. It's just overall really good. Grave Scythe. It's literally just the scythe, but not dex based. Good for It's relatively good for PvP. Good range in PvE. It's not too amazing. It's kind of like the Starfire Avatar, just a bit worse. I'll put it in. I'll put it in. I'll put it in D. I'll put it in D. It's not. It's not. It's not. I have it. I got it like really early game just as luck, but it's not my favorite. Hoslow's. Oh, that's not Hoslow's whip. I thought it was. Okay, Thorned Whip. It's a bleed weapon. Goes straight to. Oh, it's a whip though. So C2. Most things are C to be honest. But yeah, that's all. It's a whip, but it's bleed. Can't. So it's not going to be horrible. But yeah, never used it much. Claymore. Straight down with the longsword. I can't give it any higher. Okay. Next, Ice Rind Hatchet. I like this weapon, which is a bit odd. I think it's a bit underrated, kind of like the Commander standard. It's not incredible. It deserves an A. If parrying daggers A, then that's an A too. Night Raider Flail. Flails automatically kind of C or B, so I'll give it a B because flails are just good. They've got good Asher Wards. That's it. Rivers of Blood. This is self-explanatory. Instantly an S. There's nothing lower than I can give this. Rivers of Blood, probably the best-ish weapon in the game. It's the best weapon that you actually need skill to use rather than just spamming something with a Zerg Comet or hitting it with an Iron Ball a few times. Grafted Blade Greatsword. This is, in my opinion, one of the worst kind of later weapon greatswords. So I'm gonna kind of have to give it C. It works. Actually, no, let's serve the D. It's good, I guess, if you have a build around strength, but it's just in the middle. Lance. Have to give that an E. I haven't really encountered any dreadful weapons. Watchdog's Greatsword. I like the Ash of War. I'm pretty sure if this is the one I'm thinking about, I like the Ash of War. But it's not incredible. So it's just like it's another C. It's another C. Dural Scepter. It's a legendary weapon. Quite like it. It's good. The healing ability is really good in crowds, but it's just overall pretty terrible. Damage. I guess damage is good, but I don't recommend using the Asher War. Asher War is pretty terrible unless you're going against like a big crowd of very weak enemies for the heal. But it's still kind of a legendary weapon, so I kind of gotta give it a B. Scorpion Stinger. I got this weapon, thought it would be really good. Heavily disappointed. So just for the sake of that, I'm gonna have to give it a D. It's good enough. It's viable. Rodier's Rapier. I like this weapon. It's good for like hitting a lot. It's good if you're doing like a no armor run because you can just get a lot of damage in and get out there very fast. So I gotta give it a B as well. Okay, let's shrink up this category a little bit. How am I gonna fit all of the weapons? I don't think I'm halfway done. Okay, let's get all of these. Oh, what is this? Okay, let's get all of these in here. Night Raider Flare, Devoure's Scepter, and then Rodier's Rapier. So yeah, I guess it's good. It's not my favourite. Hoslow's Petal Whip. I like Hoslow's gear. Pretty much all. His armor set looks great. His weapon, pretty good. It's got bleed in it. Gotta give it a B. Just instantly. It's good. It's good enough. Club. I think that's gonna be our first F tier. The club is just the club. I guess it's kind of good. But it's still so, like, it's a club. Stone club. It's F. I hate clubs. I'm not giving clubs anywhere higher than that. Moonveil. Another self-explanatory weapon. It's not as good as Rivers of Blood after the nerf. But Rivers of Blood got nerfed too. But the Rivers of Blood survived the nerf. But Moonveil is still hugely good. It's great for the Malena fight because you can get a lot of damage without actually getting any closer to them. Let's do Vulgar Militia Saw. Where should I put this? I gotta give that a D. Because it's just a terrible, it's not good. Okay, Sword of Saint Trainer. I'm pretty sure this is the one that does holy damage. Holy damage bad, kind of later game. Kind of gotta give it a D. Just because it's all holy weapons. And apart from like the Sacred Relic Sword, pretty much it completely unviable later game. Sacred Relic Sword at least has the Wave of Gold, which can clear out everything. But you're only really going to be using the Sacred Relic Sword after you've killed all the holy bosses, so any other holy weapon, gotta give it a D or a C, depending on how good the just light attacks are. Okay, War Pick. This is pretty self-explanatory. I'm giving that an F. It's terrible. No one is ever going to be using this in any of their playthroughs. I can't pronounce that. I'm not going to bother. Steeple, good, bad, D. That's all I can really say about it. It's not incredible. It's not bad. Okay, Banished Knight Greatsword. I don't know what to say about this weapon. I have this weapon. I've used this weapon. I've upgraded this weapon. But it's just not useful anymore. Now I've kind of got so far. It's not useful. I'm not using that. I'm putting that in E. Great Knife. No, it's a terrible dagger. I'm not using that. Giant Crusher. That goes straight to F tier. Sorry, not F. S tier. It's probably one of the best weapons in the game. I've created a build for it where it will literally two-shot pretty much anything I've fought it against, including like later game bosses. Apart from the Crystallians, it just one-shots pretty much anything apart from the later game things. Yeah, the Giant Crusher, self-explanatory. Bandit's Curved Sword. Dual wield these plus 10, and it's going to be pretty hard to fight you. I'm going to give that a or a B, pretty much in the middle. It's literally in the middle. Because it's A or S, like early game, dual wielded. Because it's only really good dual wielded, I'm gonna give it a B. It's got such a good combo. Rotten Crystal Sword. Self-explanatory. Oh wait, no, I added way too many. Okay, Rotten Crystal Sword. That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going that straight to a B. It does Scarlet Rot. It's good enough. Scarlet Rot weapons, they're great. Knight's Greatsword. Another really self-explanatory one. Very basic weapon. I'll put that in E. It's nothing special. Azuli Glintstone Sword. I like the Astral Brawl on this. I like the damage. It's good. It's not too bad. I'm going to give it a C. It's all it really deserves. Veteran's Prosthesis. Fast, damaging. Commander Neil is a great boss. Ash of War, beautiful. I'm gonna put it along with the Commander Standard. It's just good. Mantis Blade. It's fast. It does damage. I'm putting that in A. Actually, no, I'm putting that in B. Well, I don't think it would really work in A. I haven't used that. I'm just gonna give that a C. Doesn't look too good. Still looks like it could curve, basically, kind of like the Nox Flowing Sword. Frozen Needle, Frostbite, B. Nothing else to it. It's literally how it works. Frostbite weapons are good. Not many things in the game have resistance to Frostbite. So you'll be destroying pretty much everything. This does not compete with like other Frostbite weapons, but it's good enough. Frostbite weapons can't really go underneath C or B. They're just that good. Okay, Golden Epitaph. Why do I keep getting irrelevant weapons? Looks decent, and it's got gold in it, so it's probably holy. Gotta give that a D. Rotten Great Axe, Scarlet Rot, B. Another weapon I haven't used much, but I have used, so I'm gonna give that a B instantly. Watchdog Staff. I'm not really one for magic. I don't think that's a magic thing though, because it was in the melee weapons list. But I already kill Watchdogs. Don't know what this is. I'm gonna give it a D just because. Actually, I'll give it an E. It looks kind of bad. Serpent Bone Blade, terrible. Probably one of the worst katanas, if not the worst katana. I'm gonna have to give that an E or a D. It does poison, but the poison build up is just terrible. Poison overall, terrible effect. It's just 10 times worse Scarlet Rot, if you know what I mean. Serpent Bone Blade, it's got a pretty decent moveset. It looks kind of cool, but I'm gonna give it an E just because the overall it's not amazing. Gathering Knife. I'm going to put it along with the Great Knife in F. It doesn't deserve any higher. Great Horn Hammer. It's a hammer. I'm going to give that an E. It doesn't deserve any higher than E. S-Talk, another basic sword. Actually, it's a bit more than a basic sword. I'll give it a D. It's good enough to be a D. Battle Axe, I think it's a colossal axe or like a great axe, so automatically a C. Just good. It's good enough. Warped Axe, never use this. Don't know what it is. It looks ugly. I'm gonna give that an E. Actually, it's a great axe. I'll give it a D. It's gonna have good damage. Reduvia, one of the best bleed weapons, best dagger in the game. I'm giving that A. Because daggers overall just not that good. But Reduvia, if you can dual wield it on your new game plus playthrough, it destroys. Kharonite Sword, pre-nerf, this would be S, but I'm going to have to give it A, just because it doesn't really hold up later game. Axe of Godfrey. That's not really an explanation needed, it's A. The Asher War is just too good. Okay, now we got the Chain Link Flail, straight down to E. If I ever see someone using this, no, they're not real. Cleaner at Light Sword, I've got this, never used it. Basic sword, I'm going to have to put that in E. Not really anything else other than that. Okay, Morgoth's Curse Sword. Great weapon. I think it does bleed, whatever that red goo is. I've never really used it much. But Morgoth's Curse Sword, it's got to be an A. If Godfrey's Axe is A, this has got to be an A. Rapier, the most pretty... It's not F, it's not E, it's in the middle. I'll give it to E. I'll give it a little step up, just because I've used it before. I liked it. Mikella Knight Sword. Mikella is great. So I don't have this weapon. I'm gonna give it a C just because Mikella. Great axe. Way too bad for the amount of strength you need to wield it. So I'm gonna put that straight to D. It would have been I guarantee it would have been a B if you didn't need 41 strength. There's just so much better weapons that are like that. Family heads. If that's a flail, I don't like flails, so I'm gonna give that a D as well. It looks good enough though. Vikes Warspit, straight to A. It doesn't really hold up as much in PvE, in PvP, but it's good in PvE. Actually, I'll give it a B. It's good in PvE, but it really shines in PvP because of the madness it inflicts, and it's just the aesthetic is really good. Demon King's Cragblade, another thing I don't really need to explain. Dragon King, not Demon King. Straight to A. Great weapon. Dark Moon Greatsword. Best frostbite weapon in my opinion. Straight to S, considering you also have to complete the whole of the Rani questline to actually get it, so let's go straight there. So many gargoyle weapons. I'm gonna put that in C along with all your friends. Royal Greatsword, another really basic weapon. I'm gonna give that a D, just because Royal Greatsword. What's this? Troll's Hammer. Troll weapons are just so meh. I'm gonna give that a C. Just Great Axe, it's a great axe. I don't think it requires a huge amount of strength. It's better than the Great Axe, so not C. I'll give it a B. I feel nice today. Okay, Great Stars. Flail, I don't care what it is. I don't know how good you are. I'm giving you a D. There's only like a few flails that are actually amazing. Oh wait, why did I give this to? I thought that was something else. Okay. Let's put all this back here so we got enough space. I think we're over halfway now. Okay. So, Cypher Patter, Unblockable Blade. It's the most all unblockable blades, they seem good, they're not. They just exist. Yeah, not many bosses actually use proper shields unless you're just like an enemy. I guess I kind of have to give it a E, to be honest. Yeah. I'm putting that solidly in E. Inseparable Sword. Holy damage. I don't care if it's good or not, I'm giving it a C. Because holy weapons are good, they're just not. As well, Starfist. Bit like the Iron Ball, just like a bit worse, so I guess B is a good fit for it. How long have we got? Oh my goodness. Okay then. We got, oh, that's fine. Where were we? That's not very cool. Okay. We haven't passed that yet. We were at the Stormhawk axe. Okay. Storm axe. I don't even know how I got this. Just basic axe. I'm giving it an E. There's not really any competition against that. I just don't think it's that good. Okay, now we're on Rotten Staff. This is the one from Putrid, the Putrid Tree things. If I gave the Staff of the Avatar bit C, I'm gonna have to give this a B, just because it's the better version. Because at least it inflicts Scarlet Rot as well as all the other attacks. Lawspawn Greatsword. Everyone's used this in their playthrough at the very beginning. I'm gonna put it solidly in E. Okay, we got Scimitar. I used to use dual of these all the time when I selected warrior class, but it just doesn't hold up. I'm gonna give it an E. As much as I hate doing that. Envoy's Horn. If someone had got their hands on this early game, I don't think they'd use it. That's going straight in F. It's terrible. Shot Owls are great for PvP, terrible for PvE. I guess this one's got range at least, so I'll give it a C. Case does it's like the Spike Cates, it's just worse. F tier. Scythe, like the Grave Scythe, but focused around decks. So that means it's better than the Grave Scythe. So where did I put the Grave Scythe? Let's find this. I probably put it here, didn't I? I'm going to assume I put it around here, so I'm just going to put it in C. It deserves C. It's not too good. If I see a one more gargoyle weapon, I'm actually going to... I swear I've already got this. Oh, Gargoyle's Black Halberd. I'm putting that in C. Bloodhound's Fang. Self-explanatory. It's going straight to S. The Asher War is just too good. It's spammable potential. It's great. Bleed build-up really complements it. Overall, it's just good. Monk's Flame Lance. It's a monk flame weapon, so I'm gonna put it straight in B. It deserves B. Noble Slender Sword F. Nobles are just nobles. The swords are bad. Partisan, it's a spear. It's kind of just like the spear, so I'll put it in E. What's this? Dragon Halberd. If this is what I think it is, I'm gonna put it in C. But I'm not 100% sure if that is what I think it is. Antspire Rapier, I haven't used this. Based on looks, I'm going to guess it's a B. It looks good enough to be a B. Although looks can be a bit deceiving. Nagakiba, it's another really, really good katana, but it's not as good. It's not really on the same level as Rivers of Blood or Moonveil, so I'm going to give it an A. Goldskin Peeler, this weapon is really good. Another A. Okay, Nox Flowing Hammer. I've only really used the Nox Flowing Sword. But if it's like if this is like the Nox Flowing Sword, it's gonna go straight to B. Good range, but just pretty bad. Great epi, basic sword, E. Mogwin's Sacred Spear, another thing I don't really have to explain, going straight to S. The Asher War is just incredible. You will destroy pretty much anything in your way. If a boss is too slow, they're dead. Death Ritual Spear. I'm pretty sure this inflicts Deathblight, and if it does, it's going to have to automatically go in C. Just because PvP, great. Anything else is pretty terrible. Unless you're fighting Godric, of course. Not Godric, what's he called? Gideon. Sir Gideon. Rusted Anchor. F, I don't know what that is, that looks terrible. Axe of Godric. Where did I put the Godfrey Axe? Yeah, I put it here, so that's got to be a B. It's just the worst version. It's attacks a few more times. It's just there. Everyone's got it because we all got it from the Remembrance. Because to be honest, the graft is good, as lovely as the grafted fist thing is. It's better, to be honest. Okay, Glintstone Chris. It's a Glintstone kind of magic-y weapon. I'll give it a C. We're running out of space. Things are being covered up. I like this weapon, but it's not too good. So I'm giving it an E. I like the design, it's just... It'll be better if it was later game. Banished Knight's Halberd did more damage. Banished Knight's Halberd, E. Not much else to say. Broadsword, E2. We're getting a lot of just E's. Pickaxe. It's the better war pick, so I'll put it in E. Scar Sword's great sword. Love that weapon so much. It competes with Ruins, so I'm gonna put it straight in A. Just because it's great. I love that weapon. Beastman's Cleaver. Fast, effective, C. Winged Scythe. It's like the Halo Scythe, so wherever I put the Halo Scythe, this deserves to go there. I'm assuming I put the Halo Scythe here. Or here. Yeah, I put it here, so that's a C. This is literally just the Winged Scythe, just with a different kind of effects. Raptor Talons. Same level as the Claw ones, so gotta put it. Oh, what did I do? Oh, gotta put that straight where its friends is in D. Okay, next one. Irrelevant weapon. Everyone's got it. Everyone thinks that it sounds cool. It's terrible. I'll put that here so it actually doesn't cover up everything. Okay, now we got the Beastman's curved sword. Pretty much the exact same as the Beastman's other sword. Wing of Estelle. Dual wield this. You're unstoppable. Putting that straight in A. Just because it's great. Only really dual wielded though. Like Reduvia. Wind, great. Horn. Nah, not really. It's not really it. I'm gonna give it a C. Magma Worm Scale Sword. It's great. Love the magma it produces. There is a lot better versions though, so I'm gonna put that straight into B. Zamor Curved Sword. If this is the one I think it is, it's got a good Asher War, it's reliable, but it's still C. What's this? Rotten Battle Armor, Scarlet Rot, B, instantly. It's just Scarlet Rot. Not much else to it. Loretta's War Sickle. Considering how late you get this in the game, I've got this, just never really used it much, so I'm gonna have to give it a B just because the Haligtree, Mikola. Blade of Cooling. That's another one into C. Because it doesn't deserve any higher. It's about as good as everything else, and just overall, yeah. Gargoyle's Twin Blade is just the Twin Blade, just a bit slower. So wherever I put the Twin Blade, C. Okay, Black Knife. Great dagger. Not as good as Reduvia. I'm putting that in B. Marika's Hammer. This thing, if you just spam the weapon up, Asher War, whatever it's called, you can destroy most things. So I'm gonna have to put that in A. Just because you fly up so high in the air, you can't be interrupted. Eleanor's Pool Blade, going up in S. It's just Rivers of Blood, but twin blade and very fast. It's another weapon which just dominates with spamming. Great Omen Killer Cleaver. It's the Omen Killer, no one likes him. I'm giving that a C. It's not too good. It's not too bad. Uchi Katana. C, A. Sorry, not C. A. You start with it as Samurai. One of the best katanas. Pretty much all katanas are great though. But yeah. Alabaster Lord's Sword. Don't know what that is. D. Looks, I guess, good. Not really. Club. I hate clubs. F. I don't care if it's curved. Nox Flowing Sword. Straight with the other one, which I'm assuming I put in C. No. One of these. I'll put it here. I'll put it here just for the sake of it. Just because it's good. It's just range, not amazing. Stuff like that. Axe. Great axe, I'm pretty sure. D, just because I like great axes, but that one's just not as good. There's just a better version of that axe, so putting that in C. Serpent Hunter. This would be an S tier weapon, but only if you could actually use the proper form of it throughout the game. So I'm going to give it an A, just because it's amazing. I love the design, I love the kind of scenario you get it in. Prelate's Inferno Cozy Air, I'm putting that straight in A. It's great. Love that. Torch Pole. Made for light. No one cares. F. Golden Halberd. Just for the memories of trying to kill that tree sentinel just to get this weapon I can't use. I'm going to give it a C. It's not too good. Riffle Blade. Never used this in my entire life. Looks kind of cool. D. Godslayer's Greatsword. Insane against the Elden Beast, which you'd kind of expect just because the black flames. So I kind of gotta give it an A just because later game that thing dominates. Early game I wouldn't say it does though. Gross Messer, I don't know. Just I'll put that in a E. Looks pretty terrible. Okay, no, this weapon is just completely pointless. It's just a spear, just a bit worse and a bit slower. I don't think that image is right. Let's just say glaive. I'll put that any. I don't like the glaive. Ripple Crescent Halberd. It's kind of... It's D, I think. I would say it's a D, yeah. Yeah. Short spear. Straight to F. Spear, but worse. Mace Rip-Off Flail. No one likes the mace. F2. It's looking very filled up. Forked Greatsword. D. Just because it's a Forked Greatsword. What's this? Magma Whip Candlestick. It's a whip, it's fire. Literally. I'm gonna give it a D just because fire whips are... Actually, I'll give it a C. Fire whips are usually really good. So I'm gonna give it a D. It's one of the only whips I'd actually like give a good one. Serpent God's Curved Sword. How do I get this? Okay, I'll give it a D just because serpent. And then we got the Sword of Night and Flame. That thing, the weapon art on that will destroy any boss in the game easily. It's the king of all weapons, pretty much. It puts the game in easy mode. This game, Giant Crusher, Iron Ball, Rivers of Blood, are things that put this game in easy mode. If anyone argues, that's just against it. Onyx Lord's Greatsword. I like the aesthetic of this weapon. Oh. So I'm going to put it straight into B. Okay, wait, well, where did I leave off? Okay, here we go. Celebrant's Rib Rake. I think that's the lobster weapon. So I'm going to give that a D. Just because lobsters are annoying. I don't want to give their weapon credit. Mammoth Blade, fire, good. Literally fire, but B, so yeah. Ornamental Straight Sword, straight to E. No one really likes this weapon. Twin Knight Swords. It's just the twin blade, like, lancers. It's a C. Yeah, it's a C. Nothing else really I can say about that. Regala of Ecochade. I think I have this weapon, but I don't think I've used it. I'll give it a D. I'll give it a D. E. Another stupid sword, which no one really cares about. Stop giving me gargoyle weapons. No one likes these. D. C again. Various Bouquet. Asher War, good. Love the bleed on it. B. But don't call Vari. Vari's cool. Ghost Nagita. Naginata. I don't know how to say that. B. It's good. Not too good, though. Halberd. Straight to D. It's got range. Pretty terrible, though. Highland Axe. It's a great axe. Just bad. More bad, to be honest. So yeah, I'll give that a D. Beast Claw Great Hammer. What's that? C. Looks kind of cool, and it's got Beast Claw in it. Omen Cleaver. Got this weapon. Decently good. C. Malakath Blackblade. Biggest anime weapon ever. I'm giving it an A. It's just too good. It's really good. The aesthetic is really good. Everything about it is good. Oh, I almost messed up there. Okay, Meteoric Oreblade. It's AOS. Got Gravitas. It's not B. A. It's its thing. Maris Executioner Sword. Another weapon that you can just hold down the weapon art and white bosses, so S with the right build. Erd Steel Dagger. It's a bad dagger. I'm giving it an F. This is a really, really kind of underrated but also overrated weapon, because it's really good for bleed but pretty much terrible for everything else, so B. Rotten Crystal Scarlet Rot, B automatically. Bolt of Grand Sax, S tier, another weapon that shreds through bosses. It's a legendary weapon, it's just amazing. Not much else to say about it. Another weapon that you can just destroy things with, so that's also an S tier. Okay. And dagger, straight to F. No debate, it's a dagger. It's not even the parrying dagger, it's just dagger. Pike, good range, mid, D. Carrion Vessel Candle Stand. It's a candle stand, E. Large club, F. It's just a club but big. Now we got the Eclipse Showtell. That is insane for PvP. It's insane for PvP, terrible for PvE. I've got to give it a B. It's a legendary weapon though as well. Morningstar. It's decently good. I'll give it a B. No, a C. I'll give it a C. Dismounter, that's the weapon all those horses use that just gets you off your horse easily. I guess that's why it's called a Dismounter. I hate these stupid weapons, so D. Guess it's probably good. Never really used it. I've probably got one, just never used it. This is a great sword. Automatically a B. Sword of Milos. Another weapon I haven't really used much. Looks kind of cool. I'm giving it a C. King Bone. This weapon, the weapon art / Asher War, is good in invasions, useless everywhere else. But it's also a terrible fist weapon, so E. Sacred Relic Sword, S tier. Wave of Gold is just too good to be actually messed with, so straight to S. No one cares about the Great Mace. I'm putting that away here. No one ever see it. Blasphemous Blade. Oh. Blasphemous Blade is going straight onto S tier. I don't care if I can't fit it. That is a great weapon. Okay. Next we have the Iron Cleaver. Straight to F. No one uses it. Bad weapon. Badly designed, everything. This is the Beast Clergyman's Sword. This is kind of good. I'm pretty sure it's a dagger, but it's a decent dagger. B. Just because it's a decent dagger, I guess. Troll's Knight Sword. Great Asher War / weapon art, so I'm giving it a C. It's good. It's just in the middle. Celebrant Stickle. C straight away. Irrelevant weapon. Scavenger's Curved Sword, a D. It's not too good. Flamberge. No idea. I'll give it an E. Hand of... Oh wait, no. Not Hand of Millennia just yet. Short Sword, F. It's a short sword. Upgrading it will not affect the damage much. Scales with pretty much nothing. It's just useless. Hand of Millennia. Weirdly, I'm not going to put this S. I'm putting this as an A. Just because its Asher War is so easily interrupted by later game bosses, and it only really spreads through smaller enemies. The blood loss is just not good enough for it to actually be an S tier, but it's still really solid weapon. And also the pain you get from killing Millennia is enough to make that thing seem good. Envoy's Longhorn, bad. Probably one of the worst weapons. Better than the Envoy's Horn though, so I'm gonna give it an E. Flail, it's a flail. D. Not much else to say about it. This weapon is good if you've got a really, really good strength build. Most people don't though, so I will give it a B. Warlock's Talon, straight to E. That weapon is not good. Dragon Greatclaw. I will give that an A just because the weapon art is really good. But that's pretty much it. Ringed Finger. Never used it. Looks bad. E. Are we almost at the end? Oh, thank God. Okay, where is the thing? Flowing Curved Sword. It's a flowing sword. It's gonna be good. So, C. Because it's not. It's rip off of the Nox one. Bloodstained Dagger. It's just a blooded dagger. I'm gonna put it in F. Lord's One Straight Sword. I swear we already went through that. It looked just a bit different. E as well. Showtell, another weapon that's good for PvP, not PvE. C. Clayman's Harpoon. Spear. D. Not much else to it. Spike Club, another thing which is just useless. It's a club. No one likes clubs. Shamshir, that just looks like a rip-off of the... Okay, that one's not working. Another rip off the Giant Crusher. They really love just taking the Giant Crusher design and making it worse. So let's put that in C. Scepter of the All-Knowing. Love this in PvP, bad in PvE. It's You get it from killing Gideon. Gideon is annoying. B. Curved Great Club. I don't know. Stop making clubs. Tree Spear. Good. Looks good. Great Ash of War. B. Death Poker. That's gotta be an S or an A. I'll give it an S. I'll give it an S. It deserves an S. Okay. Bloody Hellas. If this is the weapon I think it is, that's gonna be a B. Because it's just in the middle. It's not too bad. Falchion, that is going straight to E. No debate, that's an E. Crystal Sword. D. There's just so much better alternatives. I guess it's decent, it's just not good enough. Oh my goodness. Actually, that's actually a pretty good one. I'm giving that B. I'm sorry, Guardian Weapons. Falling Star Beastjaw. No one has the time nor the energy to try and beat the Falling Star Beast. I have, personally, and it was very annoying. So I kind of got to give it a B, just because the pain people have to go through to get this great club, I swear. If one more club is made... Okay, no one likes that. Crystal Spear. You get it from Crystallians. D, straight away. I don't like Crystal. Inquisitor's Girandol. Gotta be a C, I guess. It's not amazing. Not too bad. Whip. Straight to F. Actually, I'll make it an E. It's an E. Bastard Sword. So that's going to be an E. Giant's Red Blade. Braid. It's terrible whip, but it's good. It's good enough to be a C. Just because Fire Giant, and it's decent. It's not amazing. It's a really painful weapon to try and go through the game with, but it's really good for some enemies, and it can go through walls. So if you've got a purely based, like, Mind Arcane-ish build, that can be really good. E. It's terrible. What is this? Hammer. F. Envoy's Greathorn. I think we've already had that. I think I took 2 screenshots for the wrong thing. Okay, Clean Rot Spear. Rot. B. Hand Axe. E, maybe? Yeah. E would be good. Why does Ashu... weirdly, this is not katana, it's a dagger, and I don't like it, so... But it still looks like a katana, so D. Pest Glaive. Glaives are decent. They're not too good. Quite like the movesets on them, so I guess a C. Dragon Scale Blade. Weirdly, this is not a katana, but I'm going to give it a D just because it's bad. Code Sword. It's another stupid unblockable blade that's terrible. Going to give that an E. It's very just weapon that's just... Cane Sword. Pretty self-explanatory, that's an F. Gargoyle's Black Blade. It has an actual... This one weirdly has an actual decent weapon art, so I'm going to give it a B. But I do hate those weapons. Okay, Noble's S-Talk. Noble Weapon, E. And finally, the Rosas Axe. That was a great weapon art. I'm going to give it a B. Okay, there we go. So the S tier ones are as follows. The Iron Ball, Rivers of Blood, Moonveil Katana, Giant Crusher, Dark Moon Greatsword, Bloodhound's Fang, Blasphemous Blade, Mogwin's Sacred Spear, Eleanor's Pole Blade, Sword of Night and Flame, Executioner Maria's Blade. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and leave a comment down below. Anyway, goodbye.